Something changed again when it comes to ZBCN. Now, what is that? Nothing I say is financial advice. However, now the circulating supply of ZBCN is back at around 96, or should I say almost 97 billion. People may be thinking, okay, well, how is this a change? Well, remember not too long ago when the circulating supply of ZBCN, according to CoinMarketCap, it was like around 76 billion, around that range, but then now it's back up to around 97 billion. However, here's the thing. The way I take a look at it is people like to ask me, am I concerned by this? Am I upset? Well, I don't think so, and I don't think I am actually, but here's the thing. When I take a look at ZBCN originally, when I believed in it, the circulating supply was around that 96 billion range anyways, right? But then when it was hypothetically reduced for whatever reason, I don't know the exact reason even until right now, at least according to CoinMarketCap that I saw, to around 76 billion, around 77 billion, around that range, right? When that happened, I was like, wow, it's pretty cool because here's the thing. In order to reach hypothetically 10 cents, considering the current circulating supply, the market cap would be around 9.7 billion, right? However, with the previous circulating supply, after I saw that change, the market cap needed was going to be around 7.7 billion. Again, in order to hypothetically reach 10 cents, considering that current circulating supply. So with the previous circulating supply, the amount of volume in terms of market cap would theoretically be less in order to attain that hypothetical 10 cents. But then now it's back up to around 9.6 billion again, or should I say around 9.7 billion in terms of market cap to reach that 10 cents, which again, some people may be thinking, okay, am I upset by that? Well, no, it's because originally I didn't mind anyways. So then as of right now, I don't mind either. Now, with a reduced circulating supply, I was happy though, because in my perspective, if something becomes more rare, if there's less of something, I'm not going to complain. That's my perspective. If I just take a look at it logically, for instance, in the world of shoes or in the world of watches, let's say the supply is scarce, it's rare, right? Let's say there's less of that, but then at the same time, demand is high. In theory, we've seen in some cases the value of something, right? We've seen it kind of move in a hypothetical positive direction if that is the case. So previously, with around a 77 billion circulating supply, I wasn't complaining. I was pretty happy to see that. But then now it's kind of like back at around 97 billion in terms of circulating supply. Is it going to change? I mean, who knows? Usually, when it comes to projects, sometimes they reach out to like platforms and they say, okay, this is our actual circulating supply. Can you change it? Sometimes I've seen that happen, but also in some cases, the platform kind of does their own thing and then they change it accordingly. Whatever happened here, I'm not exactly sure, but now the circulating supply is back at around 97 billion, which, you know what, it is what it is. I believed in it before anyways, so it's not like something I'm necessarily concerned about, but it would have been nice to see that circulating supply just stayed around 77 billion, or should I say around 76 billion, right? Like what I saw previously, but then now it's changed. It is what it is. Because, yeah, again, right, why would I complain if, let's say, I did see a lower circulating supply before, but then I'm not necessarily upset with the change right now? It could be different, though, I mean, in a couple weeks' time, because it was different, like, even just a week ago. You know what I mean? At least according to CoinMarketCap. Who knows what's going on? But I haven't seen Zebec made an official statement when it comes to this. And you know what? I'll see what happens. But again, regardless, even if the circulating supply is around 77 billion or around 97 billion, I believed in it either way. So it's not something I'm complaining about. I'm not telling anyone to do anything, but this is just my perspective. Like either circulating supply, 10 cents is still what I'm thinking about, right? It doesn't mean anything could hypothetically happen, but that's just kind of my mindset. However, even besides all that, Zebec hasn't really had like a new partnership as of late. It hasn't had like a new thing that they announced. This circulating supply thing is what I just realized. I saw that. I was like, I thought that was pretty surprising. I was like, didn't it change before? Like it reduced before, right? From around 97 billion to around 77 billion, but then now it's like back at around 97 billion again when it comes to the circulating supply. So, you know what? It is what it is. At least it didn't like increase to like 200 billion. I'm not saying that's hypothetically the case, but in a make-believe scenario, if that was the case, then whoa, then that's completely different, right? That's just a hypothetical, purely, right? So if it was around 97 billion before, then it went to around 77 billion, then now it's back up at around 97 billion. It's kind of like more or less the same, you know what I mean? If it became like way more, then okay, that's a different case. But then it just kind of went back to where it was before. The circulating supply being around 77 billion, it would just be something that I would be happy for. However, it's more so just like as a something I didn't even expect, right? It's like, for instance, I'd say I walked inside an ice cream store, I wasn't expecting to get anything, and then suddenly they're like, oh, you know what? You get this free gift or something like that. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess at that point I'm happy, right? Because I wasn't expecting that. Like seeing the circulating supply before go to around 77 billion, I did not expect that. But then now going back to this around level, it's like, oh wow, I guess it is what it is. I'm not necessarily upset because I believed in it before anyways. But it would have been nice to at least see the circulating supply at around 77 billion, like what we saw for not such a long period of time as of late, but we saw it for a brief period of time. Only time will tell when it comes to stuff like this. But yeah, that's just what I noticed changed. Who knows what could happen because, you know, it's been kind of like changing this circulating supply, this one, and then now it's back at this again. Who knows what's going to happen in the coming weeks and the coming months, but whatever the case may be, I'm still a fan of Zebec overall because I still like the fundamentals. I still like the aspect of Solana, and I like its recent ISO 20022 compliance that it apparently achieved, right? So I'm still a fan of that. However, I did realize this change, if I would even like to call it that, to the current circulating supply, at least according to CoinMarketCap. But you know what? That's what I realized changed. So yeah, I wanted to make a video when it comes to that. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. But I want to say thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. It's Mali the Captain. And yeah, I'll hopefully make more updates when it comes to Zebec if something does happen. So hopefully you all stay tuned for that.